Growing up in South Africa, we were often told to beware of strangers. The warnings always intensified during a particular period of the year, from August to October, when the rate of kidnappings was notoriously high. It became a season of anxiety, where every stranger's glance felt like a threat and every unknown car brought a chill to your spine. One afternoon, after school, I was walking home as usual. I had just partied with my friends, exchanging our usual laughs and plans for the weekend. The sun was dipping low, casting long shadows across the road. As I walked alone, I began to get this uneasy feeling, like someone was watching me. At first, I brushed it off, but the feeling only grew stronger with each step. I looked behind me, scanning the street. Nothing seemed out of place, just the usual line of houses and parked cars. But there was one car, a white sedan, sitting at the end of the road. It didn't scare me at first. After all, that car had been parked there almost every afternoon when I walked home. I had even seen it during school drop-offs in the morning. It seemed like nothing more than a car someone in the neighborhood owned. But that day, something about it felt different. I should have picked up on the subtle signs, the way it always seemed to be there, the way it never seemed to move. As I continued walking, that feeling of being followed crept back. The air felt thick, almost suffocating, and the familiar path to my house seemed unnervingly long. My footsteps echoed eerily, the sound bouncing off the walls of the silent house that lined the street. I tried to calm myself, convincing myself it was all in my head. But then, I heard it, the faintest click, like the sound of a car door unlocking. My heart skipped a beat, and I instinctively glanced over my shoulder. The white car was still there, but now the engine was running, a soft hum, barely audible over the blood pounding in my ears. The windows were tinted, too dark to see inside, but I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching me, hidden behind that glass. I quickened my pace, my heart thumping wildly in my chest. My school bag felt like it was filled with lead, dragging me down with every step. I was only a few blocks from home, but it felt like miles. The car didn't move at first, but then, as I rounded the corner, I heard it, a soft rev of the engine. It was following me. I tried to stay calm, telling myself that it was probably just someone headed in the same direction, but the fear was there, gnawing at the edges of my thoughts. I could hear the car creeping forward, rolling at a slow, deliberate pace, matching my speed. As I approached an intersection, I spotted something that made my heart leap with hope. A neighbor's house, one that I knew well. I could see the lights on inside, a sign that someone was home. Without hesitation, I turned sharply and headed straight for the front door. I didn't care if it seemed odd. I needed to get off the street. I rushed up the driveway and rang the doorbell, my finger trembling as I pressed it repeatedly. I glanced back over my shoulder, and there it was, the white car, now creeping slowly down the street toward me. My stomach twisted with fear. The door opened, and I quickly stepped inside, feeling a wave of relief as I heard the door lock behind me. I made my way to the living room, where I could catch my breath and calm my racing heart. The faint hum of the car's engine still lingered outside, a sound that sent a chill down my spine. From the living room window, I watched as the white car sat outside, idling ominously. For what felt like an eternity, it remained there, as if waiting for me to come back out. But then, slowly, the car began to move again, rolling down the street at a crawl. The darkened windows gave nothing away, but I knew whoever was inside was still looking for me. The car passed by the house, its engine still a low, menacing rumble. I held my breath, praying it would keep going, and then, just as it reached the end of the street, it picked up speed and turned the corner, disappearing from sight. Even after the car was gone, the fear lingered. Whenever I saw a white car, my heart would skip a beat, a cold sweat breaking out on the back of my neck, and I couldn't shake the feeling that they weren't done with me yet.